So that's how you know that you're potentially going to test recent lows, or in a bullish trend that you're going to retest the recent highs. Welcome. In this quick video, we're going to be taking a look at signs that you can tell that an instrument is about to retest recent highs or recent lows. So let's begin with the lows right here. And you see that the prices went higher and ultimately came back to test the lows again before proceeding to make lower lows. So what signs can we find on the chart that tells us around here to anticipate a retest of their lows and potentially even make lower lows? All right, let's get to it. Now, this is going to be based on a simple understanding of how to use the RSI. Remember, the RSI, in my opinion, is a measure of sentiment. And RSI 50 can be used to gauge when sentiment is rejected. So I'm going to draw and highlight the RSI 50 line as such. And yes, this does need you to study this. I'm going to simplify it, but you're going to need to do some additional work just to make sure you understand it. So after making these lows, right here, these lows, notice what the RSI tried to do. It tried to move above RSI 50 and was rejected 3 times. This rejection 3 times corresponds with these highs right here. And what I'm saying here is whenever you see an instrument be rejected at the RSI 50, if that rejection comes with uniform action, and again, we can zoom into that area. This is uniform action. Uniform action right there. Rejection at the RSI 50. Uniform action, rejection there. Uniform action, rejection. That in itself tells you to anticipate a retest of the lows. And not only a retest, potentially even make lower lows, which is the case here. Remember, the key is the uniform action. Uniform action, uniform action, uniform action, rejection. And by the way, it also works on the other way when a stock is moving higher. For example, uniform action below RSI 50 and back above it for this area here. And you can see we went back to test the highs and actually improved on them. Again, uniform action support here, uniform action below 50, back above it for these lows. And guess what? We go back and test prior highs and improve on them. Uniform action, it looks like a V-type formation for this reversal period, which also happens to correspond with the 50-day moving average, and we go to test prior highs. We improved on them at the same time. I can go on and on. All of these are successful, especially this one here, uniform activity below 50, back above it. For this re-entry, we would go back to test prior highs and improve on them. And the more you become familiar with this concept, the more it's going to give you indication as to where the momentum is flowing. Again, uniform action below 50, back above it, which is this retest, a bounce here, retest, and you actually improve on it. So that's how you can tell if there's RSI 50 uniform activity rejection or support. You can get an idea. Now I'm going to add another layer, which is the MACD. And I'm going to go back to the prior example. So we're taking a look, lows here. Take a look at what your MACD did after that recovery. Prices go higher, MACD goes higher. But notice, if I draw the 0 line of the MACD right here, we can say that this is double bottom, or double top, I should say. Double top above 0, something like that. In other words, if I take this to be the 0 line, what the MACD did was go above it, do something like that. Oops. Something like that. and this is uniform action, a variation of it. It's uniform above zero and back below it. Because why? Because this is equal in time and space. This side is equal in time and space to this period here. So if I clear that area, and now we can see this is what it looks like right here. In other words, it is also a form of MACD zero line rejection with uniform activity. And so if it goes back below it, let me show that. Back below it, and again it kisses it right there, rejected at zero. This corresponds with this highs here. And you can see what those highs are telling you. In other words, MACD zero line rejection with uniform activity means that you're going to test prior lows, potentially even go lower. This is the daily for VT, the Vanguard Total World ETF. If I go to the, let's go to the 4 hourly and take a look at what the MACD did. So on the first MACD, notice this variation here in February. One move above zero with uniform action, another move back above zero, and then again it broke down below it. This is a sign that you're going to test prior or recent lows. You're going to test them and potentially even improve on them and go down. And this is also can be proven here. We have uniform activity rejection at the zero line. Remember, the zero line is here. We have rejection here again. So this rejection right there is this area. Rejection there for this area. Okay, and even we can say it came close here for this rejection right there. Every time you have uniform activity rejection, it means you're gonna test recent lows. And let me bring the other MACD. I don't want to confuse you. I use 2 MACD settings on my charts. Here's a bigger MACD setting, which is close to the default MACD setting on most charts, and then I use the other one. On this one, which is close to the other default MACD settings on most charts, it's similar to 12, 26, and 9. As you can see, 13, 21, and 8. But what I want to show you, because it's a perfect example, you make lows here, you move higher in price, and then you have some stalling in price. A little bit of a stall, a little bit of a stall. And to understand whether you're going to test these lows, just take a look at your MACD. This is uniform action above the zero line and back below it. It is uniform. This is uniform action above zero, back below it. And what that is telling you, that at that point here, right here, it's telling you you're going to test recent lows, if not improve on it. And the value for swing trading is invaluable, in my opinion. So that's how you know that you're potentially going to test recent lows, or in a bullish trend that you're going to retest the recent highs. A powerful tool and approach and concept by yours truly. And so it is.